Imagine standing on a vast, sun-scorched plain. This is Africa, nearly 3 million years ago. The air is thick with the scent of dry grass and distant rain. Great herds of ancient elephants, saber-toothed cats roam this landscape, and here among the acacia trees are our distant relatives. They are small, vulnerable beings, walking upright on two legs. They have no sharp claws. They have no powerful fangs. Their world is one of constant challenge, a daily struggle for survival against predators far stronger and faster than they are. They must find food. They must protect their young. They must navigate a world that is not yet theirs to command. One of them, maybe a creature we now call Australopithecus or an early Homo, pauses. Its eyes, so much like our own, scan the ground. It sees a rock, a simple, unassuming piece of quartzite. But this individual sees something more than just a stone. It sees potential. A thought, a flicker of an idea crosses its mind. What if this rock could be changed? What if it could be made useful? This was not just a passing notion. It was a revolutionary spark, an impulse that would set in motion a chain of events. The very first step towards technology had been taken. Who was this first innovator? We will never know their name. We will never know the precise moment this incredible leap occurred, but we can imagine the scene. A hand, not quite human but learning to be, closes around the stone. Another stone is brought down upon it. Crack! A sharp flake breaks away, revealing an edge keener than any tooth or nail. This was not an accident, it was a deliberate act of creation. This simple fractured rock was the very first machine. It was a key, unlocking a new world of possibilities. They could butcher a carcass left by a lion. They could smash bones to get at the nutritious marrow inside. They could dig for edible roots and tubers buried deep in the hard earth. They could defend themselves with a newfound effectiveness. The balance of power, ever so slightly, had begun to shift. This simple stone was more than a tool. It was a declaration of intent. The earliest tools that archaeologists have discovered are known as the Oldowan industry. They are named after Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania, a place that has given us remarkable insights into our deep past. These tools, dating back as far as 2.6 million years, are beautifully simple. They are not elegant, but they are incredibly effective. The most common type is the chopper, a rounded cobble or stone that has had several flakes knocked off one side. This process creates a sharp, jagged edge. It is a tool that fits comfortably in the palm of a hand, a direct extension of its maker's will. The creators of these first machines were likely early members of our own genus, such as Homo habilis, which translates to handy man. This name was given to them precisely because they were found in association with these stone tools. Making an Oldowan chopper, while seemingly simple, requires a surprising amount of skill. The toolmaker must understand the properties of the stone. They must know how to strike it at just the right angle, with just the right amount of force to produce a usable flake and a sharp edge. This is not random bashing. It is a controlled and thoughtful process passed down through generations. These choppers were the Swiss Army knives of their day. They were multi-purpose implements for a demanding life. With this sharp edge, our ancestors could slice through tough animal hides to get at the meat beneath. This was a critical advantage. As our ancestors evolved, so too did their technology. Around 1.7 million years ago, a new tool appears, the Acheulean hand axe. Unlike the simple Oldowan chopper, the hand axe is worked on both sides. It is shaped into a symmetrical teardrop form. One end is rounded to fit the hand, the other end tapers to a sharp point. These were the creations of a new, more advanced hominin, Homo erectus. The creation of a hand axe is far more complex than that of a chopper. It requires dozens, sometimes hundreds of precise strikes. The toolmaker had a clear mental template before they began. They would carefully select a large flake, or select a cobble. Then they would chip away at both faces, bifacial flaking, thinning and shaping the stone. This process, known as bifacial flaking, demonstrates planning, patience, skill. The symmetry of the final product is astonishing. So, how do we know all of this? The story of these first machines is written in stone, and it is the job of the archaeologist to read it. These scientists are, detectives of deep time. They travel to the remote corners of the world, to the sun-baked rift valleys of Africa, to the ancient river terraces of Europe, searching for clues left by our ancestors. Imagine them walking for miles, eyes trained on the ground, scanning for the telltale shape of a human-made object among natural stones. Sometimes a single, well-formed hand axe lying on the surface is the first clue to an entire ancient landscape. When a promising site is found, the real work begins. Excavation is slow and meticulous. The earth is removed layer by layer, centimeter by centimeter. The invention of the stone tool was not simply a technological advance. It was in fact the single most important event in our evolutionary history. It fundamentally changed our relationship with the natural world, and in doing so, changed us. By allowing our ancestors to access new food sources, particularly meat and marrow, tools provided the fuel for a hungry and growing brain. Our brains are incredibly expensive organs consuming a huge amount of energy. Without the calories unlocked by tool use, the evolution of the large, complex human brain would simply not have been possible. Look at your own hands for a moment. They are the product of millions of years of evolution, and they remind us that the capacity for innovation, for seeing potential in the ordinary, is the most ancient and powerful tool of all.